Rise and shine, everybody. I'm holding these up because I want you guys to know that from the beginning of this video to the end, you will likely go from this to this. I'm gonna let you guys tell me what you think that means. Rise and shine, everybody. Rise and shine. Let me play some beautiful music for you guys. This is what's in my heart this morning. It's my favorite song, so I haven't showed you guys this, but I'm sure you've heard it. Rise and shine, everybody. Listen to the lyrics, family. By the end of this video, you'll go from this to this. What do you think that means? Going from this to this. What does that mean? What's up, Rick? What's up, Maurice? Listen to this song, y'all. Know I can make it, no matter what they say. I believe in me. The future is now. It starts when? Today. The moment you realize it, that's when the future starts, family. It's not something that you got to reach for. The moment's always now. All right? Listen. Right. I breathe like a champion. I dream like a champion. I can see it. It's there for me. You might not see it, but it's there for me. My wheels getting stronger. Can't wait any longer. Singing a song that's inside of me. I'm a believer in me. Know I can make it, no matter what they say. It starts today. The future is now, and it starts today. I can't wait any longer. I'm gonna write that down because we gotta remember that. I'm gonna teach you guys how to cast spells today. Also how to free yourself from spells, okay? The future is now and it starts today. Woo! Rise and shine, beautiful souls. So we're gonna have a really good conversation today. Give me one moment, okay? I'll be right back. Family, I have with me a book. As you can see, the dust is still on it, just like any good spell book, right? It is very thick, just like any good spell book. See this book? Book of Spells, right? But is it just a spell book, or is it just a book? And every book is a spell book. Is every book a book of spells? Right? What is a spell? And how do you know if you're under one, right? So while I got this book, I'm going to sit it right here so we can keep it in our minds. Turn it at an angle so you can see them golden pages. Just at an angle so you can keep in mind that this book is here, okay? Believe things work better when you can see them. So So while we got this book in front of us, many of us read books, and we often say, hey, if you want to hide something from somebody, put it in a book, right? Thank you for the donations already. Believe me, guys, they will come in handy. The universe is just rewarding me, family, just hooking me up. I've been putting a lot of this stuff that I've been teaching into practice, right? Into action, and the universe is just giving me gifts, yo. I promise you, everything is just lining up, okay? From everything, all right? So I'm serious. Everything's just lining up. So anyway, we're going to talk about why is this happening for me now? Because I started letting go of things, right? And I had to let go of the knowledge I thought I had, and a lot of it was via reading. So too many times we think that if we read a lot, we'll be smart, but you'll be educated. That's the difference. Smart is being able to come up with your own thoughts, right? In school, we're taught to regurgitate. And if you can regurgitate, you're considered smart, right? Just learn what we're saying, repeat it back to us, and we're going to say you're valedictorian, right? We're going to say that you are an A honor roll student, right? All you have to do is be able to repeat back to me what I am teaching you, correct? Hang on, YouTube. Something important came up. I just want to make sure I can check that. I will get right back with you, I promise you. All right, so here we are. If you can read, you believe you're educated, right? And we often pick on people, clown people when they can't say certain words, right? So if someone pronounces the word knife, K-N-I-F-E, I'm posting that on Facebook. For those of you who don't know, I'm posting the word knife on the Facebook. And if someone pronounces that word knife, we're going to laugh, right? Acknowledgement, right? Kno, right? The silent letters, right? If someone doesn't pronounce those words, we think that they're dumb. But are we the ones under a spell? Think about it. When you can read a word that is clearly misspelled and you pronounce it the way you were told to pronounce it, does that really make you smart or under the spell? Now, I'm not saying go around and start misquoting and misspelling words. We all use proper grammar in which to communicate with each other, right? But we still have to ask ourselves, how is it that we can read a word that is clearly misspelled and read it how they told us to write it? Like the word sure, S-U-R-E. Shouldn't that be sewer? There's no H in that word, right? Why do we do this? Because we're under spells. Now, it's not just believing in the pronunciation of a word, saying a word how you were told to say it. It's believing in the meaning of the word. And those words eventually begin to have power over you. Are the words themselves powerful? Are the spells themselves powerful? Absolutely not. What is powerful is your mind and what it does with the spells. I want you guys to imagine the movie Supernatural, right? And we see like ghosts and demons, any movie you want to think of, Charmed or whatever, right? You know how they draw symbols on the floor? Let's just say it might be a symbol, something that looks like, something may look like this, right? They'll draw something like this on the ground, right? And if a ghost or demon steps in it, they'll remain stuck in that spot, right? They're bound by the symbols, right? They can't go outside of that spot. Well, that's us. We are those ghosts. We are those energies that are bound by those spells, except they are not in this form, family. They may used to be, right? What we call hieroglyphs or symbols was our old way of communication. Now, we're going back to that with the use of emojis and all this stuff, right? But we know that a long time ago, they didn't use written words or letters as we use now, alphabet. They used what we called hieroglyphs, right? Or symbols. Well, to understand the symbol, it would then have power. But this is not going to have power if you don't know what it means. So, of course, it would not trap you. You don't know what it means, right? You have to know what it means. Now, we were taught to read and write, so we understand what they mean, the words that we read and write. So these are able to have the same type of effect on us as that magical symbol, right? Or hieroglyph would have for that ghost, that spirit on Charmed or Bewitched or Supernatural, whatever show you want to apply right now, whichever one you're used to. All right. Now, we have what we call words, right? Sentences, right? Books. But why are they spells, Kevin? Why are you saying this? Well, can you write something without spelling? Soon as you begin to write, it's called a spell, right? Because you spell it. right? You spell it, or you write it in a different way. It's called cursive, right? Cursive, right? But here's the thing, when you scribble it down, it's called right. Is that why we believe everything that's written is right? Is that why we believe that what's written is correct? Is that why? Because it's called right? Writing? We got to come out of that. What you read is one thing, what you examine in reality is another. Don't allow what you read to put a cloak over your eyes where you can't see reality. You understand? This is a lot of our problems. We think that reading is everything. We think that books are everything. The mind is. This is a result of this. As soon as you say something, people want to know what book you read it from. Where'd you read that? Do you read? While it's good to read, isn't it better to be the author, to create, right? I need y'all to bear with me because I promise you what I'm going to say today is literally going to change your life. It's going to take you from this to this. I promise. I absolutely promise, yo. All right. I'm going to show you what I mean. A book. It's made up of what? Chapters, right? Sentences, words, pages, right? You ever notice when someone like gets hit with a crime, they get booked? They get booked, right? What does book mean? To make an official record, record, like a line or an extension, like cord. Wait, though, we don't have cords attached to us, do we? Because a cord is something that you move energy through, right? But you don't have to have a cord to be electric, right? Because we've learned how to transfer energy through radio waves, right? Remote controls. It's a cord, right? So we don't have to have a cord plugged into us to be electrical, right? But what you do need is a cell. You have to have a cell, right? A cell in which a battery goes so it can keep a charge. And when you get booked, don't you get put in a cell because you get charged? But wait, is Kevin just playing with words? Absolutely not. It is your belief in these words that give the people power over you. If they show up with a piece of paper and it says warrant on it, will you not open your door and let them in? Because that spell, you immediately fall under, or you stand under it. You understand the spell. So if they show up at your door with a piece of paper and on that paper is written warrant, you let them in, don't you? You give them access to whatever they want, right? Because you're under the spell. We believe in what we read. So we already know a book is an official record, record, in which that is an extension of electricity, right? But you don't need a cord, but you do need a cell, a battery, because where there's a cell, there's always a charge, and you get charged with a crime, put in a cell, and a lot of times that is actually called assault and battery because you harm another person, and both of you are batteries, right? Both of you are something that is geared to bring energy to the land you live in, right? Or the person you work for, you trade your energy for their currency, right? For their money, right? This is how you live, is by a trade, right? It's always a sacrifice. You have to give up something to get something. So you're selling your energy. When you go to a job interview, you are selling your energy, okay, to the person that is buying you, okay? And the job becomes the sale at that point because that's where you go to be charged, and they pay you with money, right? So they take your natural energy and give you back paper as money. And because that paper is spendable, we actually think it's valuable. And we'll kill each other for that paper too, won't we? Yep. Even if it was monopoly money, if it was red, green, purple, and blue dollars, we would smoke each other for that paper. We can't even see each other's humanity when compared to that paper. We get mad at each other and cut each other off for paper. Think we better than people because we got more paper? Do you need paper to survive? No, stop saying that. You've been tricked into using paper to survive. Therefore, you need it. Right. Need. Need is into work. Is into work something like when you need dough. Yeah. Yeah, you need it. Absolutely. You do. But you don't need it. You don't breathe money. Right? Your house isn't made of it. Your food is not made of it. So you could survive without it, right? But you just, well, we all need it. No, you don't. You're looking at it from the backside. You don't need it. We're in this trap now, this pattern to where we have to use it, but need and use is two different things, family. Please understand that. You do not breathe money now, right? But because they tell us that that money is valuable, even though it's not, we believe it is. Inside of a book are chapters, right? What is a chapter, though? Well, we just say, well, it's many chapters in a book, and a chapter is just, a different topic, right? Wrong. Wrong. What if I told you a chapter was a name in which you would place on a different secret society or a different group? Doesn't have to be a secret society. I don't want to be spooky. Don't have to be a secret society, but there can be you call it a different chapter, right? What if I told you a chapter is a period of time or an episode in a person's life? Now, what do you call it when somebody's having an episode? Like, they acting outside of themselves, ain't they? Like, you having an episode. Like, when we're saying this is not really you, right? This is something you're doing, but that's not like, this is an episode, right? We say this whenever we're having something go wrong in our body. It's not us producing it, right? We call it an episode, like, right? But that's what a chapter is, an episode or a period in someone's life. But don't we use periods in books too? Like a period of time, right? Wait a second, time out. Kevin, where are you going with this? So books, you can be booked. A chapter is a period of time or an episode in someone's life. But what is a page? Because each chapter is made up of pages, right? What is a page? What is a page, family? What if I told you page means to contact or summon someone through airwaves? So clean up on aisle 9, clean up on aisle 9. Kevin, call on line 1, call on line 1. Back in the day. 911. Oh, crap, it's an emergency. Everything stopped because you saw that number, right? I didn't have pages, so I'm just imagining that's how you hold them. Who that paging me? Who's summoning me via the airwaves or radio waves, right? That's what page means. So are you being contacted without cords attached to you? Absolutely. Page. Right? I'm going slow. I'm trying to give it some time to sink in because I know this is going to be heavy for a lot of people. And some people I know are probably going to be brand new to it. So they probably going to be saying, oh, that's pseudo. He ain't. No, trust me. It is your belief in these words that they actually have power that gives them power over you. It don't give them power. It gives them power over you. This is why you can be called a name and you get mad. I'm serious. It's why they can call you a name and you get mad. They control you. You're born with 0 buttons, but they give you buttons as you get older. And you know how you know you have buttons? Because you would say to people, try me. Ain't that exactly what toys have on them when they want you to press their buttons? Try me. Right? Try me. If I can say something to you to ruin your day, I have power over you. If I can say something to you to crush you, that is power. You only believe in what I said. What did I say to you? Likely a sentence? But what is a sentence? What is a sentence, family? Is it a group of words that expresses a complete thought? Well, absolutely it is. But what is it also? Is it a punishment assigned to the guilty? So if you believe in what I say, you become the guilty. And your punishment is the pain that you feel for being under my spell, because you should be better than that. You should be stronger than that. You should not allow my spell to work on you. Free yourself from spells by not believing in them. It's really that simple. Take the power away from them, put that power back in your mind where it belongs. Stop taking power outside of yourself, giving it to external things. It ain't going to get you anywhere but trapped, but booked for a sentence in a chapter. And then you're looking for a pen pal. Pen pal, get it? Somebody to be locked up with you. Not somebody to write while you're in there, but someone to be locked up with you. Don't we say misery loves company? Always wanting a pen pal. I'm not going to be your pen pal. I'm not going to join you in your cell. I'm not going to sit in your cell because I'm mad at you. I got to come now, lock myself in your cell with you. And now I can't go anywhere because I'm mad at you. Think about this, family. Every time you're about to go up a level, right? Every time, the universe is going to test you with negativity, drama, gossip, and all this stuff from people that you really cared about. And you may say, well, I'm not going to respond. But if you still let it bother you and you carry that with you, it'll slow you down. Notice I said carry that, right? Because when you're going up, the lighter you are, the higher you go, right? Light. Am I talking about weight or is in sunshine? I'll let you figure that one out. The lighter you are, the higher you go, right? That's why I say I'm not waiting for anybody. I don't wait for no man. Wait. Am I talking about W-A-I-T or W-E-I-G-H-T? Wait. I don't wait. Something heavy now, right? I'm not waiting for you. If you're not ready to come up when I go up, I'm not going to let what you say to me anger me so badly that what you said to me becomes a weight and it pulls me back down. And now I'm waiting because of you. I'm doing you the favor. I'm waiting for you. Now, I could have been gone, but I'm sitting here waiting for you. And it's not going to make you any happier because it's not so much that you mad at where I am. You mad at where you are. And that's why you're judging me. Judging me. Wow. That's why you're judging me. You want me to be in a cell. You want to sentence me. You want to book me. That's why you're judging me, because you don't like where you are. That's the problem. If you were further along in life, I wouldn't even be on your radar. But because you are not, and you're not happy with your current state, you want me to wait with you. You want me to come inside of your cell and wait. Hold on to what you said to me. And that brings me down, whether I respond or not. Listen, family. Whether you respond or not, if you don't disregard what they said, it will be like a weight that will bog you down. You won't go as high as fast. This is how negative energy works, family. When someone says something to you, a few things can happen. You can retaliate and you can keep yourself right there in the hell or in that cell with them, right? You can stay right there with them in that cell because you're mad at them now. And now you're not going to go any further because you're sitting here stuck in the past, mad at somebody. And you got to let go. You got to allow your old life to die before you can have a new one. Let go and you can get something else. But if you was about to let go of your life, oh, I'm tired. I'm glad I'm rising. I'm glad I'm going to a new place in my life. More finances, right? More of the things that I need. More of the things that I need for my family, for my children to survive, right? But you can't let go now because you was about to let go so you could get more. But now somebody said something to make you mad or hurt you and you held on because you're mad. You was ready to let go of everything so you can have this better life. And now someone that was a part of your life is now disrespecting you, distracting you, diss track. Like when you Tupac and Biggie, it's called a diss track because they're made to take you off focus of your own career and you can focus on them and boost their career because you've been distracted. distracted. You're not on track anymore. You're distracked, right? Distracted. You were going somewhere, and now you've been distracted because now you won't let go of what that person did to you. And now that other person in that old life that you were really trying to let go is now the very reason you're waiting in this cell. You're weighted down. Let it go. Now, of course, to have access to these spells or to be victim of them, you have to know how to read, right? And what does read mean? Read literally means to guess. This is why you can say a word that is clearly not that word, and you'll pronounce it the way they told you to, because you're guessing. You don't know that word. You wouldn't have known it had someone told it to you. This is why when you see a strange word, you be like, I don't know how to pronounce that word, right? I don't know how to pronounce that word because you haven't been told how to. I mean, we got silent G's, silent H's, silent K's in words. Like, if you don't know the word already, you may mispronounce it. And people outside of you are just going to think you're stupid. They're just going to laugh because you said Merlot instead of Merlot. They didn't know there was a silent T at the end. It's your first time reading the word. Of course you said it like it looks, right? And you should. But we have been taught otherwise, right? Otherwise. To use someone else's wisdom, right? Right? How to let it go. Forget it. Don't believe it. Don't put power into it. Remember this, words are to communicate. Words are just tools. They're not made to have power over you. As long as you understand the word, that it is just a tool for you to use, it's not something that can be used against you. I can use a word to request something of you, but I shouldn't be able to use a word to bring down your spirit, to capture your soul. You ugly. You're never good enough. Come on, man. You're not going to be able to do that. It's the wrong climate for that. It's the wrong place for that. Trust me, I tried that same thing and fell flat on my face. You going to open a store in this area? You don't have the experience to do all that crap. That begins, now it's about the intent. It's not the words, it's the intent. Question, what is this? This little bitty bullet here. It's little. I wanted to get a little one because, it's the small ones that can just take you out, right? Because that's what a sentence is made up of, a group of small words. So I didn't want to hold up a big old shotgun shell and imply that words are really huge. They're really not. They're just these little bitty small things, right? It's just little bitty small things that we believe in, right? What is this though? It's a bullet. Is the creator of this bullet evil? No, the bullet is just a bullet. What matters is the intent. The word is just a word. What matters is the intent. This bullet can mean robbery, murder, protection, safety, right? For some of you, this bullet in your possession might make you feel safe. For some of you, this bullet in your possession might make you feel like you want to go rob somebody or take something or harm somebody. Notice I said in your possession, possess. What does it mean to be possessed? Kevin, what are you saying? You're losing me, right? Loosing me. I'm loosening you because, see, here's the thing. You need to be lost in order to be loosed, right? So when you say, Kevin, you losing me, you notice it's spelled the same way? Like it's just pronounced the same way, like loose and lose is -1 O, right? Comma, -1 M, but the word comma means to pause, like a period of time. And when you're in a coma, didn't you pause for a period of time? Wow. Word. What does word mean? What does the word come from? What does word come from? Using etymology, the word comes from the word wort, W-Y-R-T. Guess what that word means, family? Root. 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 Why root, though? Why root? Now, you know how we say put a root on someone, or I'm rooting for you, right? Or a tree has a root, right? Or you could be on the highway and it's called a route, right? It's how you get somewhere, right? But is it just that, or is it the bottom of a tree in which which pulls all the nutrients in and supplies to the tree? Or is it a spell? What do you use when you do spells? Like when we look back in the day and see spells, they use in natural products, right? Herbs and things like that, right? That's where the word came from. Root. It means to use herbs in medicine for someone. To put a root on somebody is to heal them, not to curse them. You understand? If you were sick, right, and I went outside and I got a root and I put it in one of those little things and I busted that root up into small powder, right? And I then put that root on you to heal your skin. Did I not just put a root on you? Come on, family. It could have been ginger. I know firsthand with my stomach, I had to drink a lot of ginger, a root. This is where the word comes from, y'all. Root. Word. Root. What? I'm going to put a root on you. So when I'm talking to you, it can be with the intent to heal you, lead you in the wrong direction, ROUTE, right? Because see, a lot of times we look at the outside world and that becomes our mind because we don't use the inside of our minds. So often more times than not, we'll be on the road traveling down a route and we're more worried about being lost via the interstate, but we totally lost in our inner state. Your inner state. That root is what you need to be worried about. Do you understand? So the word root, R-O-O-T, is the same word, just spelled different, R-O-U-T-E, different meanings. One means to lead you in a direction or the wrong direction. One means to give you healing or curse you, right, via a root. And the word W-O-R-D, word, comes from the word work, W-Y-R-T, which means root. So when I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking with it's not the words I'm using, it's the intent that I'm using. When I have this, do I think about robbing someone or protecting myself or protecting someone I love? What are you using your words for? What's the intent behind your words? Because there's a big difference, family. If you can go to somebody and say, hey, such and such, we need to do an intervention for such and such, right? They've been on drugs. Every time I see them, they're losing more weight. They're looking worse. Can we sit around? Can we go get in a room and bring them into that room and talk to them? Sure, you can sense that the intent is to do well. You can sense that the intent is to help that person. But what if I said the same thing in this way? Hey, yo, you ain't heard from me, man, but we need to call an intervention on such and such, man. Every time I see him, bro, he's losing more weight, bro. I mean, seriously, man, dude looking bad, man. Somebody need to do something for him. I'm serious. Now, you can tell the same information was given. Even the same words verbatim were used. But my intent was to tear down, to make myself look and feel better. Could you see the difference in that? And that's karma. It's the intent. It ain't the words you say. It's your intent on the universe. If you intend to do bad, it's not that the universe gets mad and punishes you. It's you punishing yourself. Please understand, there is no thing outside of you. You're punishing yourself. I'm going to show you why. You know negative energy and positive energy, right? So if you produce more good thoughts than negative thoughts, you're more likely to be in a happy state. And while you're in that happy state, you're more likely to be creative, right? Productive. Okay, well, the opposite is the same. If you produce more negative energy, you're not going to want to be productive. You'll likely be depressed, in a deep rest, right? In a deep sleep. In a coma, a pause in your chapter, a pause in your life, a pause in your sentence, right? There's something happened where something stopped. I was told to pause. Something stopped here. Your productivity stopped. You're now in a comma, like what you put when you want somebody to pause. And what happens is you do produce, but you produce negatively. Or at least you don't produce positively. So just say I'm sitting around and my intent is to bash or gossip. There's no way I'm thinking about creating a better life for myself at the same time. You see what I'm saying? So now this puts you in a different mental state. And that mental state is not conducive to reproducing. Your goal is to produce a better life for you. And the more time you spend in negative energy, dealing out negative energy, it takes you further from your goal. Right? I need y'all to understand what I'm trying to say. Like, listen, like really take this into you, family. I was saying this morning that we wake up and we do think, sometimes many religious people, they'll thank God. right? And then we'll thank the universe, right? For life, for seeing another day, for having the ability to see another day. But days don't exist, right? A second, a minute, an hour, a day, a year, a week, a decade, a century. These are just socially agreed upon things that man have created so we could gauge the moments in time. But time is forever consistent and forever intrinsic. Everything's happening at the same time. Right now, there's a shooting star in outer space. Right now, the sun yet burns. Right now, somebody's in some other totally different walk of life doing something. Right? Right now, ants are doing something. Right now, the ground is doing, wind is blowing right now. It's not just right here what you are dialed into. Perspective, like a speck, like you see small, right? It's like we are pixels, right? The more pixels that are focused on the object makes it clearer, right? When you're going to buy a TV, you want to know how many pixels it has in it. This means like across the top and the bottom of the screen, they have little bitty blocks that also create smaller images. And each one of these pixels take on the burden of producing a piece of that main image. They're not trying to see the whole image. That's not even their job. It's just to produce a portion of the image, right? And the more pixels you have, the more clarity you see in the picture. Now, you would never look at that screen and say, the pixels at the top are more valuable to me than the pixels at the bottom. They're all giving you something different, so they're all unique. There's no way one can be better than the other. It's physically impossible. You need them all to get the whole picture. That's what we are. Pixels. You only are able to see one part. So you can't take the one part you see and think it's the whole picture. Some of these TVs we be having, family, they be having several hundreds of thousands of pixels in them. So if you were to zoom in, you can't even see the actual job of one pixel. So obviously you won't really appreciate it. So you're just hearing words. It has this many pixels. You know that's supposed to be a good thing, but when you're watching the TV, you don't even take into account the pixels. You don't zoom in on one pixel and say, oh, I like that pixel better. You know why? Because that pixel's not always showing you the same image. It has to constantly be changing and working, just like the pixel 20 pixels over to the left, the one 140 pixels up to the right, 240,000 pixels down to the left and right, on the top and bottom, are producing a different picture, and they all are simultaneously changing because the image is. That's exactly what's happening outside. And somehow we think we know it all because of what we see through our pixel. That's almost like walking on a beach saying which piece of sand is more important than the other. Every one of them held you up. Every grain of dirt holds you up. Every one of them contributes to what you call a foundation. Neither one of them can be better than the other. They all have a different purpose. They all have the burden of maintaining a different part of the world, just like we do. But we really do believe in superiority. We really do think that there's something that's so special about us that makes us better than the person beside us. No, we're all just showing different parts of the same image. Till you read a book and it tells you that you have dominion over every creature. Till you read a book and it tells you that you're superior to everything, right? The elephant is not greater than the honeybee. Do you understand that? If you zoom in on the elephant, do you know how many smaller cells are working to keep it alive? How many pixels are working to give you the image of that elephant? Are you recognizing how many pixels are working to give you the image of that elephant? No, I'm saying the fact that you can see the elephant. Do you know how many cells in your eye are working to be able to carry that light and that information, that data down to your brain so you can even see that elephant? I asked a question yesterday. There was a sun in the sky, and it looked like it was a sun directly on the water. It was just perfect duality. And I asked the question, who do you give more credit to, the sun for producing its light or the water for reflecting that light so you can see it? But I should have asked the third question, or your eyes for turning the sun into light, for metabolizing the sun and turning it into light. If it wasn't for that quality, you wouldn't even see it. You would be what they call blind. You know, like the things that you put in front of your windows to stop you from seeing out. Blind, right? Like the things we close because we don't want people to see in our house, but what that does is it keeps the light from coming in. And when you stay in the house all day and you don't get light in you, you become vitamin deficient, right? And it's very important, and science has proven this, that we get sunlight. It's very important to expose ourselves to the light. Don't be blinded, right? So what do I mean by the end of this video? I'm going to take you from this to this. This is a pine cone, right? And it represents, we use it to represent what we call our pineal gland. We have 33 vertebrae on our spine. At the top of that 33rd vertebrae, in our skull, there's a small gland, and it's called we call it a pineal gland, right? And that gland actually produces dopamine, things like dopamine that helps us dream, that helps us feel good feelings, right? Happiness, joy, pleasure, come from this thing here. Now, we take so many things into our diet, whether that be liquid diet or food, fluoride, it's in your water, it's in your toothpaste, right? Eating badly, poorly, without controlling your diet at all. All those things can work to harden your pineal gland, right? Calcified is the word, but harden, right, is what the word means. So I just don't want to use a word that people don't understand. Y'all might not be familiar with this, but you may have a hardened pineal gland. What that does is it cuts off your intuition, right? Your ability to, number one, produce these different effects in your brain, dopamine and things of that nature, but it cuts off your intuition. This is your antenna, and you don't need antenna like an ant, right? But this is your antenna. It's internal, right? It's an internal antenna. Well, you see this image being used on the top of Pope staffs, just like this, closed, because the symbolic meaning is that your pineal gland stay just like this, closed. Well, I want to turn it into this. Somebody said, you got a glittery pine cone. Cool. Yeah, absolutely. Something about an image, man. Image out, image in. Imagine. If you can image it in, you can manifest it. Image in. You'll never forget this. This is representative of your pineal gland being completely open. All senses heightened. All awareness heightened. Intuition heightened, therefore you can see around you, be more aware of your surroundings, and as it opens, because see the bottom of it is really closed, but as it gets to the top, you see it beginning to open. Some of us are like this. Some of us can take in a little bit of information that the universe is putting out. Some of us can think a little bit for ourselves, but we're not completely open, right? We still tied up in certain beliefs, right? Probably things that we read and were told. That when we grew up, we wouldn't know it if we weren't told it anyway, right? Or if we didn't read it anyway. Most of the gods we worship came via somebody telling us about it or us reading about it, which means it came from outside of us, not inside of us, right? So we worship external gods, causing this pineal gland to be closed. Again, along with poor diet and all, because some of us are very conscious, but we don't really care for what we eat. We say, hey, if there's really no meaning to life, right? Why do I got to watch what I eat? I could die by crossing the street and get hit by a car. While you're correct, how you live your life and the amount of good that you put in your life for you to be productive and have an effect on other people's lives, it does make your life have meaning. You understand? Whether or not you believe you go anywhere after you die, okay, your life still very much so has meaning. You understand? So, but we'll eat whatever we want, and sometimes our diet is the reason why we cannot fully open it, right? Fully open it. But once you get all that right, you walk around like this, right? Just imagine this, right? This makes you more aware of your surroundings. Your receiver. It's not that you become this special person that can do something that no one else. Everybody can do it. They just got to tap into that place, right? But once you're tapped in, you become more aware. You take in more data, so therefore you can receive. You take in more light. You take in more in your eyes, so you can see more. Like some people, they can barely see, like they can't see color, and that's because something's going on. They can't receive all of the data that's in front of them. Yet we can. Now, some of us are partially colorblind and don't even know it because we only see the world from our own perspective, and nobody else can see our eyes or see through our eyes. So thank you for the donation, family. No one else can see through our eyes, so we don't really know when we're off. Like, I didn't know I needed glasses until I put my friends on, and when I put my friends' glasses on, I could see better. And he was like, well, man, if you can see better, you probably need to get glasses. So I went to the doctor, eye doctor or whatever, and I found that I needed glasses, right? You ever see the color-coded books where it'll say, how many shades of red do you see? And some people can see, like, out of all these 8 blocks, 2 of them may look different, but the other 7 look the same as the second one, right? So they'll say, I only see 2 shades of red or purple or green, where somebody else might see up to 4 shades, and then they start blending in. Well, there literally are 8 shades of different greens there. Your eyes just can't recognize them, but it does not mean they're not there. You just can't receive it, right? So that's what I mean. There's more to meet the eye, but you just can't receive it, even though it's right in front of you, right? We don't see everything, right? There's bacteria between you and I right now, between your screen and your eyes. Like, you're seeing me on your screens, but between us, there are billions of organisms that is between us, right? That you don't even see. Imagine they try to fathom your face. You think they can see your face, even as small as they can't receive your whole face? We would say, well, we walk around as giants then. Well, not to these small beings. You're so large. There's cells who live on your body and probably don't know you're a human. Did you understand? We've never saw the earth, right? We've never saw the earth. So that makes many of us question the shape of the earth, right? But what if I told you, what if we zoomed all the way out and we could see the earth and it had a face? How would that make you feel? What if you were just a cell on the face of the earth? What if you're just an organism doing your job, believing that something is important to you personally? Not every organism. What if you found that you were just something that was keeping something else alive? What would you do? How would you feel? Because you've never imagined the earth to have a face. But what if it did? What if you zoomed all the way out and Earth had a face? What if it wasn't like a planet like you imagined? That would change the way you think, right? It doesn't mean that you don't have life, because cells have life, right? They're so small you can't even see them. But I keep telling you guys, it's not about what's more important. It's about the ripples. We talk about the Fibonacci swirl. We look at the seashell, the hairline, the fingerprints. It seems to burst out, not up or large. It's like it starts small, and as it goes out, right, there becomes more. What I feel like that's kind of like what we're calling God. Like, we see what we see, but the closer you get to God, it's not out there, it's in here. It's a place you tap into. It's in there, in you. So maybe it's not a place you reach up for. Maybe it's a place you reach in for. It's like your fingerprints. It spirals out. Big bang, like bang, like start small, grow, expand. Maybe we're expanding, right? But because you see the world from the center, you think you're the center of the world, but that's not true. What if center didn't mean middle? Think about a center on a football team. A center is responsible for giving the ball back to the quarterback and letting the quarterback do what he does. No one says the center is the most important person on the team. He's just who gets the ball going. Hike. You're just who gets the ball going. Hike. Right. A center in a basketball game is the person who brings all the pieces in together. So that center in a basketball game probably shouldn't be called a center, because that can lead him to thinking that he's the center of the game. Probably should be more nucleus, like the thing that sits in the center that gives life to everything outside of it that makes it go, right? You're the nucleus to your world. It starts and ends with you. If you take away words, we could see this, man. I'm telling you, if you can remove words and you can see a seed turn into a tree over time, and when that tree finally dies hundreds of years later, it breaks back down into dust, right? Now, this happens over a long time, so we have words for it, right? When it's growing, when it's getting bigger, right? It's sprouting when it's bursting out of the shell. We call it a shell because that's what surrounds the seed, right? When the tree blooms, these flowers come out of it. We got a word for it. When it gives you fruit, it's giving you something that's edible. And when that tree dies, it disintegrates or it breaks down. But what if it's vanishing? Isn't it? Isn't it vanishing? It's because the moments in time in which we view the tree, it seems like we can see what's happening. So that kind of takes away the magic. But does that take away the magic, or does putting words to it take away the magic? I'm telling you, family, the problem is the words. If you could see a baby, that baby grow older, and that daughter, that little girl all of a sudden has eggs already inside of her. That little boy, when he hits a certain age, already has sperm cells inside of him. And when they mingle, which means when he goes inside of her, everything's internal, right? And that sperm connects with that egg, it turns into another human being. That human being starts off, it don't look like a human being. If you could see it from the beginning, it wouldn't look like one. If you crack an egg open, all you find is a yolk, right? If you crack a seed open, all you'll find is whatever that is, but it's not a tree, right? It's not apples in there. It takes time to get that stuff, right? It takes time for that to be a baby, but isn't it still a baby? Just because it's not in the form of one doesn't mean it isn't one. It is a baby. It is a life, right? So if you could see that baby come out, all of a sudden grow from the inside, like it just bigger from the inside. We don't go put dirt on us to make ourselves bigger, right? We're not going and adding to ourselves to make ourselves taller, right? It just happens, right? And if you could see this happening, and it happened fast like that, and you didn't have words for it, when this being or human, we got a word for that too, right? Because now we know what we are because somebody told us to call ourselves human when human actually meant monster at first. But anyway, you believe you're human, right? Or a being or whatever. I like to call us magic, right? I call us magic because I don't want to put words on us. I think that we are amazing. That's the word for us, right? So as that being or that magic, right, begins to get old, it starts to get smaller, but we don't take off parts of ourselves to shrink, right? We're not taking out pieces of bone to get shorter. We don't go into our femur bones and start pulling them out to get back smaller. What's happening? Are you vanishing slowly? We are magic. If you take away the words, you're not a human being. If you take away the words, you're not black, you're not white, you're not a woman or a man. You're simply magic. But it's our belief in the world that makes us feel like we know something, man. It makes us believe in a future or a past when all you have is right now, right? The time is always now, right? The second on a clock is represented by the smallest hand, the thinnest line. But is that the actual time frame of now? No, now is forever. But if you're sitting there looking at a clock, you'll be like, tick, tick, tick. It's still now. It's still right now. Regardless of how you can stare at that clock for hours and watch the hand spin around, it's still going to be now. Now, is a clock good for keeping time, for referencing a destination, right? Yeah, just like latitude and longitude, they can be used to find a place to meet. Well, we find places to meet in what we call time, or what we have called time. And we use clocks to do that, right? And what does a clock do? It maps what we call moments. We found a way to break down what we see happening into moments. And we call those seconds, fractions of seconds, milliseconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, years, decades. It's just the sun coming back. And that's what I mean by, if you understand that these are tools, you'll be able to navigate, and that's fine. You can say, meet me in 15 minutes, and you'll be able to do that. But if you wake up every single morning giving thanks for having a new day, you have to question, are you under a spell? Do you give thanks for every time you wake up? It's almost like we believe that going to sleep makes you prone to dying. And we know that's not what's happening, right? When you put your child to sleep or you say, go take a nap, you're getting on my nerves, right? It's time to take a nap. Oh, I need to take a nap. I'm just tired today. You're not thinking in your mind that you may not wake up at this 2 o'clock p.m. or 2 o'clock a.m. or you know you're going to wake up. You don't feel like when you lay down, you know how when they put you to sleep with anesthesia, they tell you there's a chance you might not wake up. You don't go to sleep with these same type of reservations, right? Absolutely not. So you know that that doesn't make you more prone to dying just because you went to sleep. But however, if you wake up early in the day, early in what we call the day, right? When the sun is beginning to rise, you're thankful for having life, but you should be thankful for every moment. Do most people die in their sleep or while they're alive? Have you ever thought about this? So while you wake up every what we call morning, because we mourn, right? The word morning, did you know the word complain comes from the word lament, which literally means to mourn? Guys, we wake up and complain. We do. We wake up in the morning and we complain. We are thankful. Don't get me wrong. Thank you, whoever you believe in. Thank you, God, for this day. Thank you, Allah, for this day. And then you start mourning. Oh, my back hurt. Oh, I don't feel like it today. Woo! I don't feel like going to work. Ah, man, it's ugly outside. It's raining outside. Oh, man, it's muggy. It's cloudy. It's always something. Yeah, you mourning. How about wake up? If you're truly grateful for having life on that rise, be thankful for the pain. Not thankful that the pain is there, but thankful that you can experience. That's being grateful for life. You can't be thankful for life and be mad at experiencing life. That's what we all do. We want to walk around being gracious, but we're not in a state of being gracious, actually. We're miserable. So how can you emit both energies at the same time? Doesn't it say in the Bible that good and dirty water can't come from the same fountain? And ain't actually talking about water, family. And it's not true because it's in the Bible. It's true even though it's in the Bible, okay? You cannot put out positive energy and negative energy at the same time. That's why a battery has a positive on one side and a negative on one side. And you got to put the battery right side up, right? For it to work. It doesn't just work any way you flip it. So you got to be in control of your energy and know what you're doing. Inside of your cell, your vessel, right? Please learn words and you would have learned magic. The word magic comes from a word that is mage, right? So a mage, a person who has power over their tongue, is considered a magic person, right? Like a muse is one who can control you or woo you with the sounds of tones. And a muse makes music. And that's why music amuses you. It puts you in a mood. It's amusing, right? Music. And the people who create music are muses, right? Muse. And people may say, well, dang, I mean, what about, you just quoting English, though. You can't use English words and put anybody under a spell. Absolutely not, you can't. You have to be able to understand the language in which it's being spoken over you for you to become under the spell. So I can't just walk up to anybody and say, you're sentenced to a crime, or show them a piece of paper that says warrant and they let me in their house. I have to put it in the language that they speak. And this makes them more susceptible to being put under my spell, right? So this is why if people who are not from your country, they don't speak your language, are talking junk about you, and they're clearly in the same room, you likely would never know, right? But if someone translates to you what they're saying, oh, now you're offended. If they were trying to be mean to you, if they were trying to make you feel good about yourself, they could make you feel good. I want you to just imagine I'm sitting inside of a store or I'm somewhere and two people who speak the same language are talking about me, right? Speaking a language I don't know. And then someone walks up to me and says, do you know what they're saying? Now, I want you to imagine they're saying nice things. What if they're saying, that gentleman over there, he is dressed really nice. I wonder what kind of cologne he is wearing. Man, that smells good, right? But the person walks over to me and said, did you hear what they said about you? And I'm like, what? Man, they said you was a monkey, that you were ugly, that you were stinking. that they are intimidated by you. They think you're going to rob the place. Instantly, I'm over here like in a trance. Translator, right? You'll be in a trance later. once you're brought to understanding, standing under the word, oh, you'll be in a trance later, right? You're going to be in a trance. If it's not now, it'll be later. If you don't understand the word, eventually you'll stand under it. And now I'm mad about something they didn't even say. What if they're saying what they said, what he said they said? What if they're saying, look at that monkey over there. He probably going to rob the place. And what if someone comes up to me and say, do you know what they're saying? What they're saying? Man, they said you was a beautiful human being, that they could just feel great energy radiating off of you. And that they just said that you look like you somebody. You look like a star, somebody important. Now they over there talking all the junk in the world. But now I'm over here like, whoo, okay. Listen, family, that's what I need you to do. When people are talking trash about you, imagine there's a translator in between you and them telling you that they said something entirely different. Watch what it does for you. I'm going to tell you why, man. Again, it's that intent thing, man. When you can flip the script like that and make your mind do whatever you want it to do, like I'm not going to listen to your negative words. I'm going to take everything you say negatively and flip it for the positive. Because here's why. You wouldn't even be talking about me unless you admired me. I wouldn't even be in your mouth. So I know that's coming from somewhere. Like a woman put a picture up yesterday and it said, someone asked me, was I pregnant? Man, that girl didn't look pregnant at all. Her stomach was flat as crap. She was beautiful, right? But she said some female walked up to her and said, are you pregnant? And I said, that just proves, that actually inspired me. While that may have bothered her, it actually inspired me. I felt encouraged by that because I was just like, that just proved people hating, because like there's no way that you look pregnant. Like whoever said that was just trying to put evil thoughts or negative thoughts in your head. And I don't understand how being pregnant even is a negative thought. But what she was doing was she was trying to put that on her to make her feel like she had a pudge, thus making pregnancy being a visible thing. And now you'd feel bad for being pregnant. You should be joyous. You're bringing life into this world for being pregnant. But that was used to make her feel bad. I thought that was amazing. That something that's so beautiful can be used to make somebody feel bad. You look pregnant. I am pregnant with destiny. You can tell. Because listen, man, that's what you got to do. That's coming from somewhere. She felt some type of way about this lady that she wanted to put out negative energy. So what that person did is they felt that this person was beautiful. They felt that this person somehow made them feel insecure. And so they said something negative. It's really a compliment. But if you fall for the words they say, you're going to be under a spell, man, and you're going to be hurt. And now you can't go to your next level because you waiting on them. Wait. Forgiveness. Forgiving people is like setting yourself free, not just from anger and pain, but in your destiny, family. Think about it. If you're trying to go high and you imagine the negative energy as if it's weights, if you're holding unforgiveness for someone, wouldn't those weights slow you down as well? So, and every time you think about that person, you go back to the moment in which they caused you pain. So you're supposed to be going to the future or living in the now because there is no future. And while you're in that moment where you can be happy, you're thinking about what that person did to you, which is past tense, right? And then you become past tense. Mad. Because you've now taken yourself back to the day or time in which that happened. And the past don't exist. So where are you going? How are you going there? In your mind. Because the mind is that powerful. So you start saying, man, that joker, man, guess what they said about me? Guess what they said to me? Guess what they did to me? Guess what they took from me? And now you go back to the moment that they did that and you even feel the feelings that you felt when it happened. And now you are not where you need to be. You understand? Thank you very much, Michelle. Now you are not where you need to be. You are in the past, somewhere in your mind. Stuck, captured. Imagine your full body, your big body, when you start imagining negative thoughts just being sucked into a cell again. Think about that. Just imagine that. The moment you give somebody your energy in that way, you just imagine your body being sucked right back into a cell where each bar is like a line. Wow. Because paper has lines on it, right? And the words are written on these lines, right? Read between the lines. And what is a line? What is a line, family? Look it up. Line. The etymology of line comes from the word rope, fabric, meaning something that's used to tie somebody, bind somebody. Don't be trapped by the lines. Don't let the lines become like bars, right? Don't be bound by the lines in the paper, right? When you put handcuffs on, they bind your skin, right? This book is bound in leather, but isn't leather made of skin? Leather bound, skin bound, skin bound. See, when you read this, they bind your skin. You understand? They bind you from within. You understand? Because you believe in the words that's being said. You give too much power to the words. You don't just use them as tools. You don't just say, okay, I read that, but let me go use what I read now and measure it against reality to see if it's fact. No, we don't do that. We tend to believe who's talking to us, and we don't challenge what they say. And listen, family, that's unhealthy. Most of us just go around repeating what we heard. And the fact is, we all do it. Yeah, Kevin included. No one knows it all. Most of what we say is someone else's research. So you have to measure it against reality before you believe in it, family. Do you understand what I'm saying? Most people don't have the time to be an expert in this particular thing. So even experts refer to other experts because that's outside of their thing. Like an ear, nose, and throat doctor is not out here doing heart surgeries. Now, while he may have studied a little bit about that in school, or even a lot about that in school, that's not his expertise. He would think that a heart surgeon would know more through experience. So he would refer you to a heart doctor when you have something that's not an ear, nose, or throat problem, especially if it's a heart problem, right? He would refer you to them. Now, he can't say, well, I do ears, nose, and throat, but I can't hook your heart up now. I did do that in school. Now, I ain't did it in years, but no, you're not going to feel comfortable with that person. You're going to go with the person that has been practicing it longer. And you don't sit down with them and say, show me every detail of how you do a heart surgery. No, you were told you needed this surgery and you're going to get that surgery. You're more concerned about what happens after, the recovery time. What's the likelihood of me making it out? Not the procedure itself and how do you do it. Right? Who's going to give me the anesthesia? Who's going to pass you the knife while I'm out? You know, how steady is your hand, doc? Can you hold your hand out like this? Like, we don't put them through all of that rigorous stuff. We trust them as being professionals, and we do this everywhere. We simply give people who are in uniforms this same deal of respect, when what we should be doing is measuring what they say to reality. That's how we become under spells. We believe that a uniform gives that person power over you. That's why they call them authorities, authors, authority. You understand? They become the author of your fate. You're sick. You believe it. Stand down. It's the opposite of stand up. So they want you to stand down. They want you to freeze. Right? You're under arrest. And you listen because they're your authors. They rewrote your fate. This world is a matrix, family. You are a real soul. There's a difference between you and your birth certificate. You are not your birth certificate. You are not your social security card. You are a life. You understand? You are a life. And the problem with spells is they can be used to trap lives. And just like those ghosts and those devils on Supernatural who get bound in the spells, we get bound in these same spells. They just don't look like stars and shapes. They look like letters, right? A letter, that's one fraction of the alphabet, right? We break them down into letters, but a letter could be the whole thing, a whole written essay, a whole note. Note. Wow, isn't that music? You play a note. just pausing so you guys can think. I don't want to keep just going and let you guys get lost in what I'm saying. I want you to have time to really be able to consider what I'm saying. Do we truly want to be free? And someone asked me, like, where's your source in here? I'm the author, not the book reader. I can't give you sources. But I'm sure we all can agree that when you believe in these words, they have power over you. Again, if somebody calls you a name, you become understanding. You stand under that name because you know what it means. If I would have called you a thought 20 years ago, you wouldn't have cared. But if I call you a thought today, because it has meaning applied to it, and you believe in that meaning, you're going to stand under that word and probably feel like you have to respond to it. You're going to say, I'm not a thought. How dare you? Kevin, you're rude. You're going to be hurt. How dare you call me a thought, though? You didn't even care what that word meant until somebody told it to you. Go be a god. Go be something you never thought you could be. Go be somebody who is so powerful, spells don't work on them. Spells are not abracadabra and voila. They're words you understand, family. If you in a store, man, and you in a bank and you get ready to walk up to the teller, and let's just say you're not paying attention to the ground, and you look down, all of a sudden you see on the ground it says, don't step over this line until you're called, and your foot's over the line, you'll step back. You jump back because you're in a spell. You won't come forward because you see that they don't want you to move forward. You see what they wrote down, right? When you in a bank and you see the teller sitting right there, she right there, but that little sign say, next teller, please. You don't go up to that lady because you're bound by the spell. She's telling you she's not there to service you, and you just believe it. I was walking in Walmart the other day in a hurry, right? And I walked in the exit part. And a dude looked at me and was like, you can't read? I looked back at him like, nah. I can't. Forgive me. He was very adamant. He really wanted me to go in the inside. Right? If I had been paying attention, I would have went in the inside. I'd have looked up and it would have said exit, and I would have used the other door. I likely would have, but I wasn't paying attention. I was moving really quickly. I mean, I don't want to be pushing a buggy out the exit side and run into somebody because they're not paying attention and coming in the entrance side. So I didn't stop and be like, who are you to tell me when I can? You ain't make Walmart. I don't give a. I could have, because my sarcastic side really started to be like, did you? Because he said it with such an attitude, like, you can't read. And I really was going to stop and say, so let me get this straight. You're literally angry right now because some random stranger that you never met before walked in the wrong door. You're going to carry that with you to your car too? Man, that's crazy. Sometimes that's why you're not where you want to be in your life. You could have been on the edge of that thing that was going to catapult you into that next level. But you got mad at somebody for something stupid. You ruined your whole energy. Intent, right? Karma. Karma don't mean what comes around goes around. It literally means this is you. This you. You made this right here. Your kids, that's karma because you made them. That's what it's saying. The moment you wake up and get up, turn around and look at your bed, that's karma. That's what you did when you were asleep. Like when you wake up, turn around, look at your bed, that's what you did. When you make it up, look at it again. That's also what you did. That's karma. Karma's not some pseudo thing that you constantly looking back, waiting for it to come. When I put negative energy, when I put bad intent into the universe, I've already got my karma. People recognize that's you. Oh, you like to gossip. So when I say something bad about somebody, it's not necessarily somebody going to say something bad about me or it's going to come back on me and somebody going to say the same thing. It's the person I'm gossiping to. They know I'm a gossiper now. I've now ruined it. And now my own energy, now, because I've put negative intent into someone else, I'm not focused on myself. So I'm probably going to miss it today. Right? There is no need to give somebody else your energy. Give it to them in a positive way. You understand? With your intent being to heal, not to crush. You understand? Because you don't want to keep on bringing yourself down when you're supposed to be taking off, right? And don't start your days off. Start them on. Don't start your days off by doing these things. Start them on by doing these things. Switch the words around. I don't care who call you crazy or who calls you stupid for doing this, okay? This is what you need to do psychologically to free yourself from these spells. Change these words around. And even if you say them and don't know the meaning, if you didn't know waking up in the morning meant morning, and wake is, the event when you wake up, which is the event of mourning the death of your loved one, right? When you earn money, just like you put ashes in an urn, because they're giving you ashes, right? That money they're giving you is dead energy, right? So it's already been used. This is just them giving you the paper version of it, right? That's what ashes are. It's after the body's been used and burned up, you get ashes. After you burn your energy up, they give you ashes in an urn. They give you earnings, right? And while you may see days as D-A-Y-S and not D-A-Z-E like I do, switching that word over to D-A-Z-E can help you remember that if you believe in days, you're in a daze. You understand? Because it helps you to remember days aren't real. They aren't. It's always now. So if you believe in 3 days from now or 4 days from now, then you're in a daze. You see what I'm saying? You're in a D-A-Z-E. You are bound by the words because there is no such thing, right? Be grateful. Notice when they spell grateful, they misspell it. G-R-E-A-T turns into G-R-A-T. Ain't that crazy? Isn't that crazy that they take the E, right, from right after R and put it at the very end? So now it's grateful still, but you changed the word great. Why? Why did you do that? Be full of gratefulness, right? Be full of thankful. Let's take the L off, right? Because it's like, why not just why not just keep it F-U-L-L? Why do you take off an L? It's like they want you to miss it, right? So be full of thanks. If you're full of thanks, there's no room for mourning. There's no room for complaining. If you truly got up in the rise, not wake up in the morning, but if you truly got up in the rise, right? And you were full of thanks, you would not be complaining, family. You wouldn't be waking up saying, my knees hurt. You would be saying, I'm thankful that I can experience the pain in my knees. I'm thankful that I have a job to go to. I'm thankful that I'm able to experience this rainy day. Are you truly thankful, or are you just doing it because you was taught to do it? Like when you sit down at your table and you thank whoever for your food. Are you doing it because it looks cute? Or are you doing it because you sincerely mean it from in your soul? Like, is it thank you, Jesus, for putting this food here, right? Is it thank you, Allah, for giving me this food? While you still consider all the people who don't even have food, right? Or are you truly sitting there with the thought in mind that each bean that you're eating, you got beans on your plate, but each bean that you eating could have been somebody's garden. Wow. I swear, I know I'm not just blowing my own mind. Each bean is a garden. Each kernel of corn is a crop. Do you not understand this? If I would have ate that acorn the other day when I was holding that acorn, I would have been eating a forest. Squirrels eat them all the time. It's a whole forest. When you think about it that way, it really sounds kind of devastating. But that that nut, when eaten, becomes that squirrel. And it gives that squirrel more life to live on. Are y'all not grasping? If you take away the words, it's magic, man. Every grain of rice in your plate, every piece of bread you eat came from wheat that was ground up, that could have been used to grow another harvest. Yet you just ate it for one moment in time for digestion, just to have enough energy to see another moment. Yes, you should be thankful. Do you know how many lives went into your plate of food? With each bean you ate was a garden. Each nut you eat is a whole forest. Each kernel of corn you eat is a whole crop. Do you not understand why you should be gracious? You don't have to be gracious to somebody outside of you, like a God in the sky. But you can still use that and make it positive energy for yourself to propel you forward in life. Every moment that you eat is an opportunity to build positive energy inside of your mind. So look at the plate, look at what you're eating and be like, just look at it and think about it. Wow, that legume, that one of those little bitty grits, one of those pieces of rice, that piece of chicken, that piece of steak. It didn't just come from a cow. It is a cow, and it could have had another baby and another baby and another baby and another baby and another calf. Listen, family. The lives were laid down just so you could see another moment. Another moment. And we just stop and be like, thank you for giving us the food. No, wait a second. Thank you, food. Thank you. Thank the gardeners that picked it. You know, when you eat an apple, right? Did you know some of the apples that you eating are literally hundreds of years old? You just say they're new right now. See, this is what I'm saying. Like a lot of us, we be spitting knowledge, right? We be kicking it, right? Bars. And people will say, you ain't saying nothing new. That's negative energy, right? Here's how you turn it into positive. You absolutely right, but you're wrong. I'm saying something new. KNEW. It's already known to every one of us. I'm saying something new. Absolutely I am. Doesn't mean it's original. It means it's new, right? Just like that apple isn't new. A new apple don't come from a 200-year-old tree, family. Most of the fruit and stuff that you guys eat are grafted, meaning to get you guys the food that you have, branches were taken from a tree that was already producing delicious fruit. And to get that exact same fruit, they would take the branches from that tree, graft them onto another so it would yield that same fruit. So a 200-year-old tree limb plugged into a young tree can give you 200-year-old apples. Do you understand? So when you're plugged into that really wise person, that person who seemed to live more days than they've been on earth, seem to have lived more days than they've been on earth, that person who's wise, and you connect to that person, you ever notice the wisdom you start giving, it ain't really from you. It's really old news. Old news. KNEWS, right? That's old news. We've been knew that. We've been knew that. Right? Wow. Wow, family. Wow. Some of the fruit you're enjoying is coming from grafted trees, right? Trees that were plugged into people like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and different people that you love from years ago. People say, well, people like them don't exist anymore. I thought long and hard about it. Yeah, they do. They still do. It's not in the form of Malcolm X. See, it ain't Malcolm X. It was his vibe. It was his energy. It's not Martin Luther King. It's not Marcus Garvey. It's their vibe. It's their energy. I am not Kevin Wesley. I'm a vibe. I'm an energy. When you think of me, you don't see my name. Most people even mispronounce it to this day. They write Kelvin. Kelvin. My pops called me Kevin. I had a grandpa who called me Kerbin. Kerbin had an R in it. I don't know what that meant. However, I'm still who I am, regardless of who may mispronounce my name. I'm not my name. When you think of me, you may think of my image, but I'm not my image. We are all one and the same. I'm one and the same. You're looking at the vehicle, but I reside here, right? So we might post pictures of Martin Luther King's vehicle. We post pictures of Malcolm X's vehicle, Marcus Garvey, Rosa Parks. We post pictures of even people today that we love and that we admire. That's just their vehicle. What you love about them isn't their nose, their eyes, and mouth. I mean, while you may think those things are aesthetically pleasing or beautiful, that's not what you're truly in love with. You're truly in love with the experience that they give you, right? That's what you're in love with. That's what moves you. That's what's inspired you. The words they said, the life they lived. It intrigued you. Intrigue, right? I think it's funny, like words like enter, it's spelled E-N. They take the I off, Y, right? Like interstate, it's, we look at the word interstate and it's like, they put a T inside. They spell it a little bit different than enter, E-N-T-E-R is enter, but they call it an interstate, I-N, right? That's how you should look at it, really, because it's really your inner state. Take that T out, it's your inner being, the state of your inner being, right? In the same way, we have roots outside of us. We have roots inside of our brain. They told us how to think. So we navigate the streets in our mind the same way we navigate the streets in the world. They're man-made streets, and we use only those streets most of the time to navigate, right? In any place that's not already paved, we call it foreign territory or the wild or the woods or the forest, and we typically don't want to go there. We do the same thing inside of our mind. If it hadn't already been rooted, if there hasn't already been a route paved, somebody hadn't said it already, we look at it as pseudo or foreign or nothing anybody should believe. It's wild, right? It's the woods, it's the forest. You're lost. You're lost because you're saying something nobody else said. You're lost if you're in a forest, right? No, nah, man, that's a safe place to be. I'm right where I need to be. A church is made of cut down trees, wood, dead wood. A forest, live wood. But we go to church, place made of dead wood, to read about a God that's in paper, right? In a paper guide, we pray to a paper God. We pray that it gives us more paper. We believe that we're paper, birth certificates, social security cards. We are paper people, right? Yes? When we die, we get put in a box that's built with dead wood, just like that church was built with dead wood. We're so far from natural beings, man. We need to go back to being natural. You understand? I'm telling you. Tell. What does that mean to tell? Tell is something on the back of you, right? Right? When someone's recalling something to you and they're giving you a tale on someone, a tale. Now, we use this word many different ways, right? When you put a tale on somebody, it means to follow them, right? Keep track of them. That's the same thing I do when I tell a tale on somebody, right? I'm going to say something to you to make you now keep track of this person in your mind. I'm going to give you something negative or positive about this person to keep them on your mind, right? And I can only tell if it's behind them. I can only tell if it's in the past. That's a tale. Hey man, let me tell you about what happened. You about to give me a tale. Wow. I don't want you guys to walk away from this live and think that words literally have power. I want you to understand that it's your mind that gives them power. And while human beings have constructed words in a way to where we take actual energy and encapsulate those words that we make for energy into words that we apply to ourselves because we see ourselves as energy, don't ever mistake that you are nobody's tool. You are nobody's tool. Do you understand? You can stop today. You don't have to wait. You don't have to be a use for somebody. What's the use for a zebra? Don't have one, do you? What's the use for a cow? We have one, don't we? Well, you have the opportunity to not be used for man's bidding. You can free your mind and become a natural, free human being today if you want to. All you have to do is let go of what you've been taught. Can you do that? They take these bottles, man, and they put fruit inside of them, right? And they this is how they catch a monkey. They put the little bottle up. It's like something like this, right? They tie it up to a tree. And here comes the monkey putting his hand inside of there just to grab a hold of this fruit. But then the monkey can't pull his hand out, right? Right? I'm trying to make it look like it. Yeah, he's trying to pull his hand out, right? And he can't, right? Because he won't let go. All he has to do is let go and his hand will come out. But he won't. He's in there. He's in there. And I'm talking about the humans who captured him will literally walk right up on him and tie him up. And he still won't let go. They literally would carry him all the way back to where they're going to keep him. And he'll have his hand inside that cup, like inside that vessel. He won't let go. A lot of us, that's what we're doing. We can't break out of that bottle or that trap, right? That helmet they got on our head because we can't let go of the ideas attached that's keeping us in there. Listen, if you don't wait too long to watch this live. I'm telling you, screen share it, screen record it, do whatever, because I guarantee you they'll take it down. I guarantee you. I probably have never felt so much energy before I did a video the entire 3 years I've been doing this. Like, I'm serious. I felt so much inside of me telling me to do this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just knew it was time. And I didn't just learn this stuff, y'all. Like, this is how I've literally changed my life. People say, Kevin, how'd you free your mind? This is how I did it. You know, it's called cognitive reality. If you can give something meaning, you can actually use it as a tool yourself to free yourself. You can turn a word into a key. Yeah, words can be used as cuffs as well, but you can turn a word into a key and be free. You understand? You are the locksmith. You can't be chained up. You have to change how you see yourself. See yourself as Houdini and watch you break out. You understand? You the genie. You the genie. When I tell you guys I am only the lamp, I'm talking about my biological vessel. The genie lives inside. Your genie lives inside. You can free yourself, family. You got all the magic in the world. You are the one who's using this magic. It's not just your vessel's not walking around just using words. It is your consciousness that's using these words. You are the one who wields the magic, which your will. It's your will, so you wield it, right? You want the universe to bend to your will, right? They begin to wield your universe. You are the universe. It doesn't bend. You do. Neo looked at a spoon. The monk showed Neo a spoon that he made bend. And the monk told Neo, in order to bend the spoon, you mustn't try to bend the spoon. The spoon doesn't exist. You have to realize the spoon is not even there. And reality itself will bend. Do you understand? Realize that the words that they said to you are not even real. And watch your reality bend to your own will, and you'll have your power back immediately. Some of y'all waiting on an apology. You want somebody to come back and say they sorry for something they said. You don't need, you're putting yourself in a cell by wanting that. By you saying that, I need an apology. He owes me an apology. She owes me an apology. Until they say sorry, I ain't gonna, you just now set up an impossible dynamic for yourself. Because how you gonna go higher if you creating more shackles on you could have been left that cell. But here you are talking about, well, until they say sorry. So until they say sorry, you're gonna sit in a cell? You're going to stay waiting down? You're going to be staying waiting on them to apologize. Here you are waiting, still stuck. Will you get on somewhere and go be who you're going to be? Seriously. Go be who you're going to be. This is what I be trying to, like Callie asked the other day. Someone said something that normally I would have responded to. And he said, bro, I understand if you go in on this. And I said, bro, I'm not even tripping. Get it? Tripping. I'm not going to trip on that. See, because I'm on a rise and I'm not going to fall for the bullshit. You understand? All I want is that individual to go be happy. Go be. Go be. Be gone. Be gone. Go be. Go be. If you do that, I won't even be a part of your reality anymore. See, some people, man, they want to keep you in their past. They don't want to be a part of your past. So when they see you rising, they're going to try to bring you back down because they need to at least be on your mind. If they on your mind, you taking them with you or you staying where they are. Likely staying where they are because you can't go up if you trying to take somebody who ain't willing to go with you. They only going to pull you down. Let them go. Let them be free. If they gossiping, let them. Sometimes you can't just stop and keep coming back and answer for what's other spells people creating, right? Just because I used to deal with you, I don't got to go answer for the spells you creating now. You whatever spells you put casting in your own house, I'm worried about my house and what I'm about to change in my life. You understand? Somebody said to me the other day, they said, Kevin, why don't you take all this magic you're talking about and apply it to your income and see if that grow? Because see, people know I was struggling like for the whole 3 years, losing my job, losing all my stuff that I was paying for, messing my credit up, put me in a place of owing money, right? And they try to say that to be funny, like if you know all of this stuff, why don't you apply it to you? And I already have. And guess what? It's working. I declare money gonna come from everywhere. Cause see, I don't ask anymore. I'm not sitting here anymore saying, come on, y'all, yeah, donate. Nah, I attract now. The people who are inspired by what I do, they'll just give it. I don't have to focus on who don't. See, that's what I was doing, y'all. I was keeping myself in a state by focusing on who wasn't giving, and that's negative. It just weighs you down. Just focus on the people that's given to your life, that's depositing into your life, and watch you take off. Everybody's not going to give, so why focus on them? What do you see? Please tell me you see all of this around it, all of this around here, everything. Please tell me you see everything around here, not just this period, because don't be stuck in a period. Don't be stuck in a period of time, family. I get it's a mark there. I get there's a discrepancy there, but I'm worried about all of this. I'm worried about all of this. This is not going to ruin my day. I can get around that because it's still so much more. You feel me? Don't sweat the small stuff, family. I'm telling you. That's what I've been doing. I've figured it out. How can I be so gifted and so talented, but my life not be yielding me finances, and I'm staying in the same place seemingly? Because I was keeping myself there, weighing myself down, waiting on people. Waiting. Who am I waiting? I'm not waiting on y'all. And that's not a negative thing. I'm not going to allow what y'all do or say weight me down. I waited when somebody said, Kevin, stop posting pictures. I stopped. And I realized, wait a second. Am I weighting myself down again? Am I stopping who I am because somebody else is offended? No, my goal is to give life, family. I'm going to give you one more image and I'm done. Look, if I drop a stone in the water, right, I'm going to see an effect that looks like this. A ripple, right? Okay, well, you that stone right here in the middle. This is you. The water is reality, okay? So I want you to know this is you. The water is reality, okay? Now, from here, the closest to you, the closer these lines are to that dot, these are people that you have direct impact on, direct influence on. Now, as it gets further out, these are people who witness you from the outside, right? So they get a smaller view from you. While it's still a view, they get a smaller view. But these people are up close and personal to you, right? So they get an even deeper impact of you. Your life means something to everyone. And without you, these people these people lose the effect you had over them. You vanish. Imagine if this were Michael Jackson. Who do we lose? Usher, he gone. Genuine, gone. Chris Brown, he all the way gone. Neo, gone. All of these people who were influenced by Michael Jackson. disappear, would have likely never started their careers or been inspired to do what they do, all because this person existed. See, I sit and I think to myself, man, I'm grateful for Michael Jackson's existence. I'm glad he existed. Sometimes I look at other beings in the world and be like, I'm truly thankful that they existed, putting me in a state of bliss because I'm being thankful again, being grateful again. But then I become thankful for me because I think about my children. They wouldn't be without me. And I think about some of y'all, even though I had nothing to do with your biological makeup, you wouldn't even be who you are if it wasn't for you coming into contact with Kevin Wesley, man. And then the people outside of you hitting that water, they wouldn't have been affected if it wasn't for you. And the people that fall out of the person next to you, every person. Man, I'm about to get tears in my eyes. Do y'all not understand what I'm saying right now? Your life is not for you. It's for everybody around you. And even if you don't take part in reproducing another biological body, kids, children, you still affect people. You possess them. You are magic. You are that magical ghost. When people begin to take on your mannerisms and say what you say and be transformed by what you do and what you say, your energy, they are being possessed by you. Have you not noticed the people that you really inspire, they sound like you? Have you not noticed that? They literally become you. So when you go outside and you throw a rock in water, I want you to be reminded that it's you who caused those waves. And each person is affected by the waves you create. You live forever through these waves. Where do you go when you die? Change the question. Change the spell. Where do you go when you live? When you truly live your purpose. Where do you go? Into the hearts and souls of many. And you live on forever. Michael Jackson will never die, and he's somewhere in the ground, right? But he's very much alive. Is Michael Jackson alive, y'all? Straight up. I saw a little kid, and he identified as white, pop locking in a park. He was like 4. He has not even been in the same existence as Michael Jackson. Yet he's sitting here singing this man's songs. Singing his frequencies, making his tones, recreating his notes. He never even got to see this man's heart, this man move around while he was alive. But yet he's affected by him, infected by him, possessed by him. That's enough for one session, family. Listen, I want you guys to join my Patreon, please. I want to start giving my time in this way, okay? I've been a life coach to just a few people because I didn't have that much time, but I'm going to start doing more, okay, family? My life has changed in just a little bit, so now I'm going to have a little bit more time to do things. My streams of income are opening up to where I'm not in a panic mode all the time trying to figure out where my next bill going to come from. So I want to be able to focus and give that energy right back to the universe, okay? So I will put my packages up for my direct life coaching. That means that you'll get hours of contact with me. You'll have my direct line to call me anytime, but you'll also get hours of contact with me per week. And the packages start with 3-month increments, and that's where I want to keep it. I may be your life coach, you may be my client, and you may not like me. So I don't want you to be bound to me for 3 months. I may not like you. I don't want to be bound to you for more than 3 months. You may not even know if what I can teach you can change your life, okay? That 3-month period, that quarter, will give us an opportunity to look back at your life and see how far you came, okay? But I will put my packages up of what they're going to cost. They're actually going to be very inexpensive at first because you guys haven't experienced me yet as a life coach. I want you guys to see what I have to offer first, okay? But what I want to know about you is what your goals are. I know you're going to want to know, what are you capable of, Kevin? I want to know what your goals are. This is about you. I want to know where you're going in life, where you want to go in life, and where you see yourself. And I am going to, for the next 3 months, take everything that I have to help you get there. Okay? And I'm going to give all of you guys who join now a discount because I need your business, frankly. I need your reviews at the end of the 3 months. So the sooner you guys join, the better, okay? My goal is to get at least 10 of you guys, 10 new clients. And the first 10, I want to give a ridiculous discount because I need your guys' reviews, okay? And why my time is very important because we're going to be talking for at least an hour or two a week, family. I'll call you guys and we'll talk this will happen every single week. I'll call you guys and talk to you guys. That'll be 1 or 2 hours every week for a month. That's 8 hours a month, potentially, if I give you guys 2 hours a week or an hour a week. Everybody don't need the same things, but you will have access to calling me anytime you need me. I will give you access to my direct line, and I will always answer the phone for you guys. I would be under contract with you. This is a real business thing, okay, family? I want to be able to start giving of myself more, and not just in the realm of just sitting on a live talk. And I want to give myself directly to you guys one-on-one. I think that'll be beautiful because I've had so many people ask me to do this because I've mainly just done it for like celebrities because just they have the time. I didn't have the time to do it for so many people, so you know, I was just doing it for like a few celebrities here and there. So I want to open it up to you guys and get this thing rocking, okay, family? But just remember this. It's not about asking. It's about attracting. Be who you are going to be, and I guarantee you everything that's for you will automatically start coming your way. I'm telling you, family. It's like when you rub your foot on carpet, that magic comes, that shock. Well, trust me, begin to do a little work, create a little friction, go against the grain, go against those bad habits. Electricity. Do you understand? Watch. And stop thinking words are everything. I'm telling y'all. Stop thinking words are everything. They're just tools. Let's go to another level. And let's stop letting people hold us back. Our future is ours. It is not theirs. Nobody's going to the same place. We're all going to different places. We're all pixels on a big screen. We all see different parts of the big picture. None of us know it all. So let's stop arguing with people who don't see it how we see it, right? Let's start judging people who don't display what we display. They are part of the world, even if their deeds are evil. So if they gossiping about you and talking about you, you don't need to draw attention to them. They're only showing a part of reality because people gossip, right? Right? So you don't, when you look at yourself on the screen, right? And you see a pimple on your head, you don't get mad at the pixel for revealing that image, right? It's just doing its job. You say, I didn't realize they didn't do my makeup right. If you're on TV, right? I didn't realize, right? Some of us are afraid to be on screen because we don't want to see ourselves. We're too nervous, right? We don't like our body weight. We don't like something about ourselves. I guarantee you, if that's the type of stuff that's holding you back, the cure to that is changing how you see yourself. Either change what you look like or change how you see yourself. Both work. You understand? Both will work. Now, changing what you look like requires external effort. You're going to have to go out, work out, change your diet, okay, and put that effort in to getting there. If you guys are looking to lose weight, I'm great for that too. I'm a licensed personal trainer as well. A National Academy of Sports Medicine some years ago. I actually have owned my own gym before, so I ain't going to get out there and personal train. You ain't got the energy right now, but I can definitely encourage you and give you the right diet tips, okay? So I can be a life coach for many things, okay? But if you're talking about changing how you see yourself, that's internal work. That's internal work. Instead of seeing your face as ugly, see your ancestors. This is not you. This is everybody combined. This is all of the pixels. I want you to imagine this. You know how people have superpowers, right? They can move stuff with their mind. Telekinesis, they can talk to each other telepathically, they can fly, right? They can defy gravity, they can lift strong objects, right? They're really strong. Some of them are invulnerable, impenetrable skin, all these different things. Imagine having the ability to pull from your ancestors, to tap into each one of them's psyche, to tap into each one of their gifts. Imagine that. You got an ancestor down the line somewhere that can sing, so now you can pull that out of you. You got an ancestor down the line somewhere who could do poetry, and now you can pull that out of you. You can speak and philosophize because some ancestor did this, right? You have somebody's eyes who you never met. Great-great-great-grandfathers. You don't even know who you get them from. Tell me, I don't look like my mom and my daddy. I don't know. I might be adopted. Nah. It's your ancestors, man. You got their face, and you didn't even ask for it. That's how powerful memory is. It's not your memory in your head. It's the memory of something greater than you. Smaller. By greater, I mean less than. I mean smaller. Those cells in your body, each one of them contain more memory than you can hold in your freaking brain, and you think you're superior to them. They write the code in which makes you up. You are your ancestors, family. You're not ugly. Come out of that matrix. You are beautiful. Everything about you. You're beautiful. Tall, short, fat, skinny, tall, short, fat, skinny. Had to say it again. Dark skin, light skin. It does not matter. You are absolutely beautiful. What you are is the one who's currently running the race. Now that's what you are in here. What this is the baton. This biological body is the baton. It's what was passed on so I could run. So when I reached back, I grabbed onto this biological body and I'm running with it. You understand? I'm running. So I'm not judging the baton as I run like, look at this. No. Go be. Don't worry about what it be like. Don't worry about what you look like. Worry about how you see the world. That's what should be important. You understand? Be your ancestors, family. When you go inside of your mind, you can channel them. You can channel all these DNAs that you have inside of you, right? Right? All of these skill sets that your ancestors possessed that they worked for, you didn't. You might sit down at a piano and notice that you got great hand-eye coordination and not know that the only reason you have that is because your parents did it. Your grandparents did it a long time ago. Yeah, the ones you be talking shit about saying they can't read, but they can plant. They can find herbs. They can preserve. You can't do any of those things, yet we think we're superior. The first step is to humble yourself. And when you can do that, then you can set yourself free, I'm telling you. You've been trapped with words, set yourself free with words, right? You've been given words that told you was ugly, give yourself new words that tell you that you're beautiful. It's all in how you see it, right? I am every single person that came before me. Every person. I'm every one of them. You're looking at them. Say hi to my family. Say hi to my ancestors. That's deep. No, I said that's deep. You understand? It's from within, family. The deeper you look, the more cells you see, the more of me that there is. One becomes many. All you have to do is just look closer. I'm going to say that again. One becomes many. And all you have to do is just look closer. And there'll be an outpour, right, of energy, of creativity. And what did that pour out of? Your pores. Pores, P-O-R-E-S. Pour, P-O-U-R. Pour, P-O-O-R. Same word, same frequency, different spelling. And now we think they're different. You are poor. We all try not to be poor. You're made up of them. It is out of your pores which you outpour. It's out of your pores that you feel people, right? Feel, F-E-E-L? No, F-I-L-L. You understand? How do you feel? Not, am I asking you about you? How do you feel? I'm good. No. I didn't say how do you feel. How do you feel? F-I-L-L. How do you deposit your energy into the universe, into other people? Is it negatively or positively? How do you feel? How do you feel? Not how do you feel is in you. The question ain't for you. It's how do you use your energy to make others be filled, right? Because it's like I said something to make you feel pain, but really what I said filled you with pain. So it's the same word. Just change the spelling don't mean it's different, and that's what we do. Because we believe in words and how they're written, we actually think if it's spelled different that it means different. but it don't. When you really begin to break the words down, you find that they actually kind of be synonyms for each other. You feel me? Quick example. You go to a poll or post and you vote. V-O-L-T, vote. You vote. You put your energy into a post or a poll. And then what we do on Facebook, we post, right? We put our energy into a post, we voting. That's all we're doing, putting our energy into a post. Well, we do this for our president, right? And the one who gets the most votes is the one who's in charge, right? Right, well, who's in charge of putting them in charge? The electoral college, the electric college, right? Right? So you can see how the words are made. Whenever they get ready to cut you open, because you ain't nothing but energy, a vessel to contain energy, when they cut you open, guess what they call that? Surgery. Surge, like surge? Surgery? Surge? Wait a second, time out. I thought the word surge applies to energy. Wait a second here. You're birthed, right? Your mother lays in a bed and births you, and a birth is a bed. A birth is a bed on a ship, and you are a vessel. A birth on a ship is a bed. You are a vessel, right? The bridge from one boat to another is called naval boarding. The bridge from a mother to its baby that takes the energy from the mother and gives it to the baby was called a navel. Wow. We come through a birth canal. Wait a second. Isn't that referred to as a body of water? Body of water? Don't we have bodies? Wait a second. What are they trying to say, family? Inside of a vessel or a ship, aren't there seamen? Seamen? And of course, whenever you're birthed, who delivers you? A doctor. What is an oar? Because I get doc, Kevin, but what's oar? Because, you know, what's an oar, right? An oar is a paddle that is used to row a boat. Docked oar. Remember this, family. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Stream. What comes in streams? Your income, right? Doesn't that come in a stream? Don't it lead to a bank? Don't all streams of income lead to a bank? Don't streams lead to a bank? Don't cash flows and streams of income lead to a bank? Currency, like a current in a sea, right? When they stop you from spending your money, they freeze it, right? When you sell hardened assets, like a house or land, it's called liquidating, liquid. And what does liquid money go? Into a bank. See how the words are used? The law of water, absolutely, Prince. It's called maritime law. Maritime law. Maritime. The law of water. It does not change. The law of the land does. That's why you can go from here, Atlanta, where weed is illegal, to California and weed be legal. The law of the land changes. The law of water does not. And most of our language was written from maritime law. That's why we're always in a ship, relationship, apprenticeship, partnership, right? We're always on a ship, always. Friendship, right? Discipleship. Always. Let me finish it. Since you now know it comes from maritime law, and water literally comes from a word that means to dream, which is why Mary, the mother, Mary, mother of Jesus, that's why her name starts with an M for Mary, meaning mare, water, which means to dream, right? Mary, before Mary was Madonna, started with an M. Madonna and child refers to Mary and Jesus, right? Okay, Horus' mother, Isis, was originally named Mashe. Buddha's mother's name is Maya. Why all of these M's? Because God's come through dreams. Listen, family. Listen, family. You need to understand this now. Roll, roll, roll your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily. Life is but a... Peace, family. I love you all. Stay tuned. All right? Stay tuned, family. Peace. Thank you very much, YouTube, for the donations.